Sanders at that event. Thank you so much. Jess McIntosh is the top Clinton aide and campaign director of communications outreach. So there's a lot of communicating, I think, that still needs to be done with a small group of Bernie supporters. When you have someone who says, I'm afraid that if I tell the truth, my credential is going to be revoked. Is that a problem for the party? Is that
obviously Bernie delegates are absolutely allowed on the floor and allowed to say their piece, and I think we all heard them say their piece last night. I think it is important to remember that these folks who are here in Philadelphia this week are not your run-of-the-mill Democratic voters. These are the most passionate Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders supporters. They have worked their hearts out, and they deserve to be heard, and I'm glad they are. The enthusiasm that Bernie Sanders has generated this election cycle can't be overstated. It's incredibly important, and that's why it matters. I need to interrupt
you for a second. Kelly O'Donnell, you have some breaking news. What can you tell us?
Well, Chris, as I had indicated, that phone call from our last conversation was some breaking news. I can now tell you that the plan as it stands right now is that Bernie Sanders will not personally nominate Hillary Clinton in tonight's roll call of states. Instead, the plan, according to sources, is that the Vermont delegation will ask to go last. And that means that all of the Clinton and Sanders delegate numbers will have been announced to this convention, and then Vermont will ask that Hillary Clinton, by unanimous proclamation, be nominated as the candidate for the Democratic Party. That would, in effect, wash out all of the Sanders delegates and unite the party. So there has been some reporting, there has been some conversation that would Sanders somehow step into another public role. I am told he will be in the family box tonight. He will not personally step in this way, but he will ask his own Vermont delegation to make it official for Hillary Clinton with a unanimous nomination of all of the delegates in this arena to place her name on the ticket for the presidency of the United States. This is a big development. Again, we're talking about how to unify the Democratic Party. This will also allow those Sanders delegates who have been so passionate and energetic to hear the roll call of states representing their votes through this primary process. But when the night is over, the intention is for unity and a unanimous vote to nominate Hillary Clinton. But this would be done by the Vermont delegation and not Bernie Sanders himself. This is breaking news, bringing it right to you, Chris.
All right, Kelly O'Donnell breaking that story. Disappointment? Would it have been more powerful to have Bernie Sanders himself doing this?
No, I think this is perfect, because this is not about Bernie Sanders or Hillary Clinton. This is about our shared progressive ideals. And we actually agree on 99% of the Democratic platform, which, because of the work of both of these candidates, is the most progressive in history.
So to have him there, though, and let me just go down a little history.
Sure.
Okay, memory lane. This was 2008. Let's see the roll call for Barack Obama.
I move Senator Barack Obama of Illinois be selected by this convention by acclamation as the nominee of the Democratic Party for President of the United States.
I remember that moment. It was powerful.
It was.
When you think of how hard fought that primary was. Not even a little bit of disappointment. Would it have sent an important message to his supporters and to the country, in fact, about the unity of this party to have Bernie Sanders do it as Hillary Clinton did?
I see what you mean. I think last night was incredibly important when he got on the stage and made that full-throated appeal for the progressive case for Hillary Clinton, which needed to be made by him, and I think he absolutely knocked it out of the park. But I think turning it back to the people, turning it back to his supporters, is kind of the most Bernie Sanders thing you could do, because it is about our shared progressive ideals, and they know that she is going to fight for them, for expanding health care, for making college more affordable. I mean, we're talking about being on the same page and getting the future right for our kids, which is what we want to hear about tonight.
For a lot of these Sanders delegates, and I've talked to them, even though they appreciate where the platform has come from where it was, there is still this trust issue, and we know it's not just Sanders delegates. Let me play a little bit from a Sanders delegate last night, Kelly O'Donnell spoke to, about Clinton and what she views as a trust problem.
The main thing is trust. If Bernie told me something today, I would trust Bernie. I mean, it's just something that a person has to work on. It's like any type of relationship. Once you first get into it, there's not not that good of a trust issue there. But hopefully, as we get to know her better, and as we learn to see what she truly stands for, what she truly feels about people, then maybe a relationship can start to grow, but it starts with her.
She's acknowledged she needs to work on some of these issues, but is it something that can be fixed in 4 months?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it was an important thing that she acknowledged, because we have this idea that because Hillary Clinton has been on the national stage for so long, that we're already in a relationship with her, that everybody already knows her. And the truth is, there is a lot about her motivations, about her upbringing, about why she takes on the fights that she does, that people simply don't know. And tonight is actually going to be the night that you get to hear a lot about that, because her whole career has been taking on fights for people who have been left behind by our various political and government systems and getting results for them. And you're going to hear from those people and from the people that know her best. And I think that goes a long way towards building up trust with folks like that delegate.
Jess McIntosh, who joined the Clinton campaign fairly recently, has not slept since. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming in.